everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2023 movie review. I know I just did my review of Trolls. I'm not sure if that will be posted before or after this review, but this time it is going to be on a movie that honestly I was not as anticipated for originally, but then after watching it, I thought, you know what? This actually was insanely better than I thought it was going to be, and that is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, you may be thinking, wait, weren't you just talking before about how Rachel Zegler is in this movie and she's been in other movies, but two other movies that have been flops in her career, and to that I say, yes, I know she's been in two. Now, to be fair, only one of those two movies before this one that she's been in I've seen, and that's Shazam! Fury of the Gods from earlier this year, and that definitely deserved to be on the worst films of the year list, which, spoiler for anyone who was wanting to wait until my video came out for that. But with this movie, this is only the third out of 4 confirmed movies that she's going to be a part of. The fourth one being, that hasn't come out yet, is that live-action Snow White movie. And now that's the one I'm a little concerned about for her, which I think may be the end of her career after she's done with Snow White. But with this movie, again, no offense to a lot of the people out there who were wanting to boycott this movie strictly because Rachel Zegler was in it. I gotta be honest, this movie isn't really fully about Lucy Graybeard, who's the character Rachel Zegler plays. I mean, sure, she's part of the whole reason for why the original Hunger Games franchise even was created, but there is one thing that I think the main character of this story is actually Tom Blitz's character of Coriolanus Snow. Literally, the character we saw as the villain throughout most of the Hunger Games franchise. This is sort of his origin story and why he became such an iconic villain from the Hunger Games. And there are so many moments in this movie that show his sort of descent from like this poor guy who really didn't belong in the Capitol to actually becoming the tyrant president that we know today. And I love that they use that line from, I think it was the Mockingjay Part 1, that from the older Snow when he says, "It's the things we love most that destroy us." And that is crazy. I'm not kidding. I mean, the fact that they legitimately brought back that line from the Mockingjay Part 1 film is insane, because we see why he said that in that film, and through this movie, like we see how he starts to take a liking to Lucy Gray, and especially both before the Hunger Games even started and all that stuff. And I will say, the way the Hunger Games went down in this movie, I gotta say that was pretty surprising that I will say the Hunger Games in this movie actually took really long to do, and I think, what was it, like 3 days? It was either 2 or 3 days that it took for this Hunger Games to be fully complete. And now, to be fair, I think that's a pretty short amount of time span for the Hunger Games, because if you look at all the other movies, the first movie and the second movie, I think their Hunger Games took like maybe 4 or 5 days to complete, but this one only took 3 days, which I gotta say is pretty shocking. But then after the Hunger Games are over, they show this entire third act that to me was actually interesting. I know some people would have preferred that the third act of the movie was completely just taken out, but that third act actually truly explains a lot about why Coriolanus Snow is the person that he is during the original franchise, and why he was so upset with Mockingjays, and why because think about it. Now, to be fair, we don't actually get to see Jabberjays and Mockingbirds actually like do that thing, but we do get to see the Jabberjays at least a lot in this movie, and it is revealed why he was so upset with Lucy Gray and all that sort of stuff. And it's revealed that he really does not want to be tied to anything. But apparently, they even have the dean of the academy that Snow went to, played by Peter Dinklage. Both him and even the head game maker, played by Viola Davis, both in the, especially Viola Davis' character, it does seem like she was the one like pushing Snow to fully become the person that he is during the original franchise. And to be fair, sure, Peter Dinklage's character Highbottom also helped him, but this whole thing with him hating Mockingjays and specifically the name Katniss, literally Katniss is a key moment in this movie. Even though it's a prequel, I found out why Katniss had her name to begin with, and he first learns of the name Katniss through Lucy Gray, and which many people wondered, is there a reason why is there actually a reason why he hated that name originally, especially after she tricked him in the 74th Hunger Games? And I think now there was a lot of theories going around that Lucy Gray, even though she possibly could have survived, some people say that she could actually be Alma Coin from Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and the biggest theory I heard out there with her character was that she was that when she ends up taking over Panem, she still tries to hold a symbolic Hunger Games, but this time with the capital's children, not the children of the districts. And that it makes me think, well, Lucy Gray specifically in this movie, she did sort of say that she did get a little upset with the capital children because she thought that they were monsters, and even though Snow also was a capital child, he did not go into the Hunger Games because he was obviously being executed. But I gotta say, this whole film really does explain why Coriolanus Snow is the man he was during the events of the original series. And I love that they used that line from Mockingjay Part 1 that he said to Katniss. And again, there was a lot of stuff in here that I thought was crazy, but again, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I can't believe I'm saying that, especially with it having Rachel Zegler in the movie. But again, she's not the main focus of this entire film. Sure, she's a character that she is sort of one of the main characters in the movie, but it's really because her character really pushed the story of who our main character was, Coriolanus Snow. And that, I think, is why she was in this movie. But anyways, let me give you my rating. So, for my rating of The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually did really like this movie. I will say, though, is that if I had to rank all the first 4 Hunger Games with this one, I would probably put this one out of 5 at number 3, I say. Yeah, I think 3 is where I would end up putting it, which to me is pretty surprising because that whole thing. Now, if I had to rank 4 and 5, I'd probably say the first Hunger Games and Mockingjay Part 1, but Mockingjay Part 1 is right behind this one. So the original Hunger Games to me was probably not the best one in my opinion, but it did push things along. So I'm going to give The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, a 4 out of 5. Yep, 4 out of 5. So this, surprisingly, will probably end up on my best films of the year list. Not sure if it's going to be an honorable mention or on the list, but we'll see where it goes from there. But anyways, that's all for now in this movie review. Now, the next main movie I'm definitely going to be seeing is Disney Animation's Wish, so keep an eye out for that review. But anyways, I will see all you guys in the next video.